the system.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are back. Season 5, Episode 1 of the phenomenal one podcast that is most definitely able to sit here and give you laughs, good times, and all the wrestling news possible. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Saturday afternoon's main event. And of course, after 5 seasons, you'd expect these stupid fans to know who the hell I am. I got something for you guys. If you don't know who I am, I suggest you go to your school, go into the library. I hope you guys are able to find that due to the fact that you guys being so stupid. Pick out the biggest dictionary you can find, preferably Merriam-Webster, and look me up under the word phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the phenomenal, and of course, you should know already that I'm never coming here alone. Why? Because I have my co-host, the one, the only, deep voice dynamo, the limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun who's not having a hard time holding his alligators down. Now, for the first time on season 5, episode 1, ladies and gentlemen, allow yourselves to give me 2 claps and a peeps Nate.
Woo! Yes, I am here. I am here once again. Full show, full disclosure. We are all back here. Thank you. It's been what now? It's been 3 weeks almost since we've seen you guys, and I am happy. We are happy. You are happy. The next couple of weeks is like border off the wall pro wrestling fans Christmas.
Oh, talk about it. Talk about it. The amount of stuff that we have planned, it's shocking. It's shocking.
Yes.
I mean, most definitely with Full Gear tonight and Survivor Series the next week after. I mean, man, this is a pro wrestling fan's wet dream. I kid you not. But, guys, we thank you for going ahead and tuning in. We have a packed show for you guys today. Most definitely a lot of good things coming from Fast Track to the questions to the topics at hand. So, of course, guys, go ahead. If you want to go ahead and stick through for the next hour and a half, be my guest. We would certainly love to keep you guys here. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started today. And you know the only way we most definitely get started is with one only good thing. And when you hear that theme, you should know that that means Fast Track. Of course, we're not always able to go ahead and get to all the news. So what do? We pack it into one segment. So why not go ahead and get started? All right. First and foremost,
let's do it.
First one today. SummerSlam potentially in the Motor City. With news outlets reporting that SummerSlam may be held in Detroit, Michigan at the Ford Field. The last time WWE ever held a major pay-per-view inside Ford Field, that had to be 2008, I believe. Nah, actually 7. Long time.
I think so.
WrestleMania 23.
Yes, it's been quite some time. Yes.
And now that the Ford Field is, pun intended, all grown up, I guess it's good to say that we can go ahead and come back, right? Peeps, how do you feel about SummerSlam being held in Detroit?
I have no problems with that. I have family that lives in the area. I know of the wrestling town in Detroit and in a lot of the surrounding area, the fact that they could potentially have one of the major WWE pay-per-views in the Motor City, can't complain about that. They have a very good wrestling fan base out there in Detroit, like I said, the surrounding area, Lansing, Michigan, and certain other spots right in that area. Oh yeah, they will definitely love that, especially since it's SummerSlam and it does get really hot in Detroit, Michigan in the summer. So if we're talking July, first week of August for SummerSlam, perfect place to have one of those, premium live events. Got to remember, this is the WWE we're talking about, where they've had to kind of craft their own market, they craft their own terminology, craft their own world. But if we're going to go by their rules, we just have to play by them, and they call it a premium live event. So yeah, one of their major PLEs in Detroit, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great venue to have, and it's a really good building. Yeah, that'll be good. I can't complain about that.
And somehow I'm still pissed off that we haven't gotten one in Miami. Why? Just peeps. What's wrong with Florida? Yeah. What is wrong with You know what?
There are a lot of things that we can go on tangents on, but we'll leave it off of this show.
Yeah. I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yes.
If I say one more thing, I'll literally lose it. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, look at this. Look at what the Phenom says. They should have it at the Silver Dome. I guess you've lost it, my friend.
You know what? I guess he's referring to the maybe direction how to get there from him.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be the Hulk Hogan thing. It's the Hulk Hogan gig. I kid you not.
Yes.
Oh man. This is what we missed, peeps. 2 weeks of this and we missed this already. Man. All right. The next part for today, the KO show is going to Boston. If you watched SmackDown last night, you would know that Kevin Owens is now the fifth man in the Brawling Brutes Drew McIntyre Survivor Series team.
Yes.
How did we get to this, peeps? How did we definitely get to this? This is something. This has to be something.
Yes.
I mean, for me, sitting here and telling you that I'm not stoked would be completely false, because listen, the Bloodline versus the five of those men inside War Games for Survivor Series. I mean, you can't write a much better script than that. Every single one of those men have history inside that match. I remember when we first got the whole news that was, they're bringing back War Games, and it's not gonna be like, Raw versus SmackDown 5v5. This was gonna be more storyline driven.
Yes.
And peeps.
Yes.
Did Triple H deliver? I mean, man. Now, of course, guys.
This is the reason. Yes, this is the main reason why Triple H is doing such a great job running the creative and getting all of this going. Because the concept of War Games which for those that probably watch our show already know, but for those that don't, the concept was created by Dusty Rhodes, the late great American Dream Rhodes, and the premise behind it was 5-on-5 story-driven, storyline-based feuds, rivalries, violence, and either start a feud, or elongate a feud, or end a feud. This is what they need to do. Now, obviously, I don't think we're going to see blood, because I've seen the first few War Games matches that started back in 1987. Now, Triple H is a connoisseur of the past. He's publicly stated that there's no need for blood. But as we've seen in the last couple of weeks, we've actually seen some instances with a little bit of blood here and there. We saw how you get bloody nose on Raw a couple of weeks ago. So we can see something may happen. I don't think we're going to get it. But the concept behind War Games slots in just fine with what they're doing with the Bloodline and all of the people, all of the ingredients in the Bruce And throwing in now, we've got Drew McIntyre, and now we've got another piece in this War Games in Bill. To say I am not really interested in seeing how this thing goes.
Oh man, peeps timed out. Peeps timed out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, peeps is timed out. Oh man, peeps. Don't tell me Vince McMahon is hijacking you again, man. Please don't tell me this is the case.
He's trying to. Yeah.
He's trying to. He's trying to.
Yeah, he's got his finger on the button. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yes. Yeah.
Hey, guys, it's cool. Oh man. You know something? Before we go ahead and give out all the rest of the comments, you know, we're good to go off, you know, this topic, but I have to address this. Peeps, for some reason, Hot Rod is already starting in the why is this loser, the phenomenal one, on this chat? He should be cleaning toilets now and do what he does best, because he's full of oh, never mind. And then,
oh boy,
says this, the phenomenal one, I apologize to you. I forgot to acknowledge you as a piece of crap. What do we do about this man? I thought I shut this man down 2 weeks ago. Hot Rod. Listen. Your shirt says it best. Keep calm and drink like a Rodney. Get to drinking. Get off the chat. Lord, what do you stop tormenting me? You got nothing else better to do. I mean, I understand. Granted,
the ghost from wrestling past is continuing to haunt you.
Listen. See what I'm saying? Look, here's the thing.
Yes.
Look, I understand. They want to be like the phenomenal one. They want to live like the phenomenal one. They want to be at the island of relevancy like the phenomenal one. I mean, God, am I just that amazing of a specimen? But here's the thing, peeps. This is the tough reality that they have to face. They will never be me. That narcissistic human being could never even lace my boots if I wasn't even able to on one solid good day. With that being said, adieu to you, Hot Rod. Okay, you see, look, here comes the Phenom.
See, you got your blood pressure boiling already.
Amazing. The bloodline comes back to me. Look at this. Hot Rod is the most nonsensical human being on the face of the earth. You see, and this is why you count on the bloodline to help you. Thank you, the Phenom. I most definitely appreciate it. But from there, let's not go ahead and undermine Fast Track, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the next topic. Stone Cold may be making a comeback to Los Angeles. Here's the thing, okay?
What?
Peeps, I'm seeing what you're doing there.
What?
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, what? Yeah, exactly.
Let me go get a 6-pack of Steve Weisers because I'm not believing what I'm hearing, you know? But
oh, yes.
Here's the thing. If you watched WrestleMania this past year, you would know that Stone Cold went the distance in a 19-minute match against Kevin Owens to main event night 1. Reports are saying that Stone Cold was so stoked and elated about how well his match went that he wants to go for one more round. Meaning that they have been hearing reports that Stone Cold and Triple H met, signed another contract to have one match next year at WrestleMania 39. But of course, these are all rumors, ladies and gentlemen. So how much can we possibly believe? Well, I mean, if it's coming from Stone Cold himself, I guess we should, right? He's going on social media, pumping iron in the gym, pushing weights. I mean, the man doesn't look a day over 32. Truth be told, Stone Cold looks as if he's in the best shape of his life. The last time I saw him like that had to be like, what, peeps? Back in like 01, 02? The man looks solid. The man, I mean, now, peeps, keep in mind, Mania is only, what, about five months away? how much can we possibly believe out of all of this to go ahead and think that Stone Cold may actually have that match in Los Angeles? And if so, who is his opponent?
Well, that's the difference. We have no idea if this is it. Maybe this was germination in the mind of Austin, what he had with Kevin Owens. I'm pretty sure Austin will think is what 58 is still, and we saw anybody watch that video or anybody watch Austin within the last few months on social media online has seen what he's doing. The man looks like he's eating weights right now, as far as just going into the gym and just taking huge chunks out of barbells and doing deadlift, et cetera, et cetera. He's in great shape. Thing is, and you've heard me before with those that have had long careers that want to get itched one more match, that want to come out of retirement, that one more thing. Sometimes that one more match is not what you're looking for, and it can actually erode the memory of the previous quote-unquote final match that you had. For instance, I know that we talked ad nauseum about Ric Flair in his last match, and since he got the itch, he's thinking about wanting to do one more match, and I say, please, just live your life, do what you got to do. That's just my opinion.
I guess the fact that we're talking about Stone Cold and Nate, I mean, you see, once again, and you see, here comes Hot Rod again. Guys, this is what I don't understand. You see, look, Peeps
from Austin.
Oh, man. Peeps, you good? Man. Yeah. Peeps is going through it. Peeps, you're going through it, man. You're going through it. You see,
okay.
Oh, man. Hold on. Internet set. You're perfectly fine.
Okay. We good.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Now,
kind of got scared for a second.
Basically,
oh man,
I'll repeat what I said. We look at guys like Ric Flair, who have been retired for a long period of time, that decided they were going to do one last match, and then they came in and had that one last match, and it was not what anybody thought it would be, or maybe it was what they thought it was going to be, and it wasn't good at all, depending on who you ask, wherever the situation calls for. We've seen other wrestlers have a match that was confirmed for the most part that was their final match, and it turned out to be great, i.e. Ricky Steamboat, when he had that match against Chris Jericho the night after WrestleMania, in that tag team match, and he had the match on Raw, which, as far as I was concerned, was probably the best match of that night. Steamboat has himself talked about coming out of retirement and having one more match. Ricky Steamboat is 69 years old. We've seen lots of wrestlers that have had long careers come out and say they want to have this last match. I hope Austin has the kind of match that he had at WrestleMania, because we don't want that to erase the memory that he had in Texas this past WrestleMania. So let's hope if that does happen, we get the proper match in the proper situation, and it isn't just a match just for him to show up.
Yeah, most definitely. Oh, man. And if so, who's the opponent? Before you go ahead and give your opponent, the Phenom had something to say. He says Stone Cold versus Austin Theory. Winner keeps the Austin's name. Oh, by the way, Nate needs a better Wi-Fi.
Yeah. You know what? That is not a bad idea. Both the Wi-Fi and the match. Yeah. So I think for the most part, that's not a bad idea. You get Austin the main match that he's looking for, and based on how they seem to be rebuilding him after he lost the Money in the Bank briefcase, that could work. That really could work. And a high-profile match for Austin Theory would definitely work. So that's not a bad idea.
For me, there's so many names. I mean, listen, you talk about people that can protect Austin just in case, things aren't, going ahead and going through, botches are happening. Listen, you have stars like Randy Orton, the Viper versus the Rattlesnake. I mean, the build for that can be amazing. Yes. Cena versus Austin. Two big stars, both in their respective time frames, blockbuster attractions, biggest pay-per-view buys in so long. those guys, listen, the two of them match at Mania sounds nice to me. One name they keep throwing around that I get so pissed off when I look at. When they had the chance to do it years back. Peeps, how in the world do you put Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles, and Charles Montgomery Punk in the same sentence? How? How?
Yeah. I think the Earth's crust would crack if that actually happened. So there's zero chance of that happening.
Zero chance. For those that think that CM Punk and Austin would go, listen, we both know that's not touching main event status. Yeah. I may be wrong. Who knows? Anything's possible in the world of wrestling. But still,
for those that think that Charles Montgomery walks into a WWE building without bursting into flames, that's a different story as well. But
man's gonna be cutting a 30-minute pipe bomb before the match. I don't think it's good to go ahead and let him. Yeah, no. We're good. We're good.
He's good.
Yeah, most definitely.
You kind of pump the brakes on that prediction right now.
Exactly. We have to. Have to. From there, we go back to SmackDown last night, and if you were watching SmackDown, you would know that LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. Oh my peeps, you see the. Oh man, look, guys. I sat there and I watched it, and having to go ahead and sit there and see how Bray Wyatt is maneuvering within this whole stance of a new character. It looks great. And for me, it was the fact that he asked for LA Knight's forgiveness and he wanted to go ahead and give him an apology. LA Knight comes out to the ring, kind of, not really saying much, pretty much sensical. Slaps Bray Wyatt, says that they're even. Then he goes out of the ring. Bray says, okay, cool, I understand we're even, but trust me, can you just accept my apology? And stretches out his hand. Eli Drake, aka LA Knight, goes ahead, slaps Bray Wyatt again, then leaves off with a little laugh. Of course, that is good old-fashioned LA Knight right there. And then what happens, peeps? We get the promo as he's leaving the arena with one of the sensical masks that are trademarked under Bray in the background, kind of like a Michael Myers-esque type of scene.
Yes.
He leaves the arena. Then after commercial break, we come back to him being bombarded with a bunch of things from the arena on top of him, and LA Knight knocked out in an unconscious state.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, peeps, listen, y'all know how much I love the craziness of the esque of wrestlers that you can't really put a marker on. When it comes to guys like Bray,
yes,
Lord of mercy, peeps, how much are you enjoying this feud, and how far do you think this is going? I want to know.
It's amazing that the way that this is building. It's like we know that at some point Bray was going to have his first program at some point. We didn't know how it was. We knew he's trying to kind of reintroduce what his character is doing now. This is the more authentic version of himself, with all of the other personalities popping in and out with masks and being represented by different characters over the years. But LA Knight represents everything that Bray Wyatt and all of his characters have had to deal with as far as bullying goes. And as we saw LA Knight smacking him the first time, and then we saw him look at it, think about it. Okay, there's so many things I want to do to you, but I can't. So I'll just say, I forgive you. Mm-hmm. Smacked him the second time.
And you saw the look at this stain on Bray's eye.
And the look, they showed the camera in his eyes, and he really literally looked like something straight out of a horror movie. And if you saw the fans' reactions, and I don't know if you've been on social media and you've seen some of the memes of people reacting to it live. I actually saw some on YouTube earlier this morning, and it's filled with people that watched live and filmed their reactions, and a lot of it was like it went from, oh boy, Bray is gonna just do something, to, R.I.P. LA Knight.
The RIP LA Knights were crazy.
Yes, and that went throughout the entirety of a lot of the comments and a lot of the videos that I saw, which goes to show you anything that Bray Wyatt is doing, that he is touching, is turning into gold. And it's because of people are now, they're transfixed into what's going to happen next. How is he going to transcend his previous character with his new character and new feuds and new energy? And who is going to be the first victim? As Taz would say, who's the next victim, brother? That's who the first victim is. And I think you're seeing it right there.
Oh, yes, most definitely. And guys, listen, as Peeps was saying, the memes are going off the chain. I saw a couple of them today, and I literally just posted a good number of them on Saturday afternoon's Main Events Instagram story. So if you want to go ahead and check them out after the show, feel free to. But guys, that is the end to Fast Track for season 5, episode 1. Guys, listen, that's amazing. Peeps, I'm so happy to be back, man.
Yeah, same here.
You don't understand, man. Like this is, although Vince is trying to pull a number 2 with your internet. Listen, we're fine. We are fine because now you're clear, crystal clear. You. I'm enjoying it. See, praise God on some things, guys. Praise God on some things. But to go ahead and kick off the first episode of the show, we're gonna go ahead and get into one thing and one thing only. So, Peeps, I advise you to go ahead and tell the fans to turn their faces to the screen because right next to us, we're going to get into something that happened 2 weeks back. Of course, you may remember that we had our predictions for Crown Jewel.
Yes.
Not all of them went the way that we wanted them to. But, guys, I just want to say, I'm going to take my time for this segment and speak only on the main event. Peeps, wow.
Yes.
There is no words. There is not many words that I can go ahead and use to describe how in tune I was for this match. Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, Universal title. If you were to tell me 5 years ago, Logan Paul would walk into the WWE, put on 2 solid, amazing matches, then be eligible to face the 800 reign day champion in a match at Saudi Arabia with about 25,000 looking on, and put on a match of the year contender, I would tell you that you can easily just, get to the Inferno. Dante's waiting on you. How in the Peeps? You know something? I'm going to put it like this. The opening of the match, solid. The middle of the match, solid. The ending, solid. The spots, solid. And to think, Peeps, he did all of that while he tore his MCL.
Yes.
Logan Paul is meant for this business. As much as I used to dislike the man, God knows I like him now and I respect him. How? Just how? I mean, literally to sit there and put on a good 25+ minute match against the greatest entity that WWE currently has to offer. How do you do it? And to do it in such a pristine way like he did it. And I kid you not, they put on such a good match that I sat there and actually thought to myself, the minute that, Logan hit that one lucky shot, I could have sworn it was over. I sat there and I said, wait, would they actually? And I'm, the 1, the 2s, and Roman Reigns does such an amazing job at kicking out at the last millisecond that we always get tugged back into it. I mean, Peeps, what did you think of this whole match? Just tell me.
without question, I wasn't surprised that the match was going to be good. What I was surprised at was how good of a match it became, more so than what I expected. There were the pacing was really good. Logan, in the 3 matches that he's had, has learned how to sell really good. Roman shows also his ring awareness, his spacing within the ring, how to time when to go to the fans, when to do moves, when to pick up the pace, when to slow it down and dial it back. The facial expressions, the worry, because in the match, it was one of those things that, oh, I'm just going to walk over this guy. You're nothing. He's talking all kinds of trash to him. I'm going to do this to you. You're going to go back home to your brother and you're going to do all of this stuff. And then as the match went along, you could see the worry in the face of Roman as the match went along, which pulled you into the emotion of, wow, Logan might actually win this match. He might just pull it off. And then there was a particular spot, and I remember texting you this in the match, when Logan, I think it was in the middle of the match, he pulled off a buckshot lariat. And I was like, wait a minute. He did a buckshot lariat better than...
I think I texted you about it first.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, where he literally hits the buckshot. And I sat there and I said, CM Punk and Adam Page are literally going ballistic right now.
Yes.
Why?
And it looked good. I don't know if he hurt himself doing that move, or if it was during the end of the match, or if he went into the match injured. Whatever the situation was, the pacing, the way the match was, the work rate, everything involved, the fans were into it. Then there was a lull, and then they came back, and then Logan got back into the match, and then Jake Paul tried to get into it. That was probably the only part of the match that was a little bit overdone, was what happened at the end with all of the extra people out there in the bloodline. And we knew that something like that was going to happen just based on what it was. Of course. But if I'm going for what I saw in the squared circle in that ring, what I saw was a savant work in that ring. We know he's an athlete. We know he's a boxer. We know he can do a lot of things that a lot of people that have wrestled way longer than him on this roster, on any other roster in any other company. And he showed that for what he showed to everybody in that match, for the 15 minutes or 20 minutes or however long the match went, he showed he is a star. Period. And for those that are jealous of the fact that how could this guy walk into the wrestling business and tear the house down in another country and do what he did and get a championship match in his third opportunity in the ring, they're not watching what Logan Paul can do. And most people that know me know I could care less about Logan Paul as far as just him and his social media status and some of the things that he's done just for attention. But if I'm talking just in-ring work and what I saw him do in that ring, the man is a star. And if the WWE can get him to stay and have more matches of that caliber against the kind of talent he got into the ring with in Riyadh, this guy is going to show a lot of people how it's done. And I have no qualms about saying that today. Period.
Talk about it, peeps. You just literally hit it on the money for me. And I mean, truth be told, don't get me wrong. A lot of other matches on this card were great. I'm not going to go ahead and sit there and juxtapose anything that any other superstar went ahead and put on. Because truth be told, peeps, the whole card was great.
Oh, yes.
Like, don't get me wrong. The whole card was amazing. I mean, everything from Brock and Lashley, only 6 minutes, but I mean, to think that Brock went over. Damage Control, beating Alexa Bliss and Asuka again. Although it kind of had me sit there and say, why the heck did they just go ahead and retain when they literally lost on Monday? Why, okay, whatever. That happened. The steel cage match with McIntyre and Cross and Drew winning. We needed that to happen. That's how it had to be. The Judgment Day defeating the OC. We both went ahead and said that the Judgment Day were going to go ahead and take a W on this one. Yeah. Braun and Omos, although I said that was the bathroom break match for me, I believe one of us had Strowman. Bad. It was exactly. But I mean, Strowman getting the win by pinfall.
Yes.
Pretty shocking, to say the least. The tag team match between the Usos and the Brawling Brutes. Once again, another good banger from the Usos.
Oh, yes.
Bianca Belair and Bayley. A good 20-minute match. I liked it.
I have no idea how none of those two aren't walking around with braces and canes because they literally killed each other on that show.
I could have sworn Bayley was injured. I really could have sworn Bayley was injured. And I mean to think that they're still... Listen, those women, they know what they're doing. But, of course, that main event, peeps, cream of the crop. Right there. Just, stamp it. That gets my stamp of approval. Yes. For the next couple of months, truth be told, until I see something big, probably, presumably tonight.
Yes.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is what Crown Jewel did to us.
Yes.
And I mean, listen, that's what wrestling does as a whole to people. I mean, listen, the holds. Of course, I'm not going to emphasize the holds before Chris Jericho somehow magically pops in here with his list and just says, armbar like 47 times and like
arm drag, drop kick. Acai DDT. I could go on, but I'm going to put the list to the side. Yeah.
You forgot armbar. Let me stop.
Armbar. Did I say armbar? Yeah, armbar.
Oh man. Good times.
An armbar. Yeah, there we go. There you go.
Oh man. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that marks the end of the first half of Saturday afternoon's main event. Of course, stay tuned because we will go ahead and get into Peeps' favorite part, the questions, and right after that, we will get into our predictions for tonight's AEW Full Gear. So stay tuned. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because the second half of Saturday afternoon's main event is coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the second half of Saturday afternoon's main event. Of course, we'll go ahead and get into questions. Let's go. Like this. Comes from the doctor of Thugonomics, and he says this. It's crazy that Hot Rod talks the most out of us fans, and somehow he's still scared to show his face on the show. Peeps, is he wrong?
As I clear my throat, you know what? I think that's a very astute observation. Very astute. But I will leave it at that. We don't need to give him any more media press than he already has gotten. So
I mean, he gets enough press almost every other week. So I mean, I think we keep it subtle. We have to keep it subtle. We have no other choice, man. From there, we go to the next question. It comes from Tombstone City, Adam. He says this. How many I Digresses are we getting this season? Peeps, have a solid number.
The last show that we did 4. We did 2 before that. Well, we haven't had one today. So, hey, we can think about that. But stay tuned because there's a lot of stuff that we got to get into, including that those predictions. So let's see what happens from there. But I think we can get we're on pace to get a par score on I Digresses at some point.
Of course. I guess I'll go ahead and give out that answer. I should say it should be about close to 75. Why not, right?
Yeah.
I'll
nice
say that.
Round number.
Of course, most
give
definitely.
Or take.
Of course, most definitely. All right, from there, we have the question from Master Sean 007, who's been delivering all these questions almost every other minute. And here's what he has to say. He says, greetings. This is a multiple part question. During the height of the Monday Night Wars, you had between 15 million and 20 million plus fans viewing both products. Fast forward to now, to where if you combine the viewership of every major wrestling promotion, you still don't come close to those totals. So where did the fans go? Why did they leave? And will they ever come back? I guess I could most definitely answer that. Why did they leave? I mean, listen. Don't you think I'd be pissed too if The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, and The Undertaker actually went ahead and took a hiatus real quick? I mean, put it this way. It's like now, since the Ruthless Aggression era, we've gotten a lot of less elated wrestling. And I'm not saying, elated to the sense of, we don't get the crazy driven storylines, like the Vince Russo-esque storylines. We don't get the craziness within every other show. What we get is the more PG waterline version, but still in a sense, your new stars. And I guess the minute SummerSlam 2002 came around, people had to go ahead and start taking the notion that, wrestling wouldn't be the same. The Rock lost clean to Brock Lesnar, then gained the undisputed title. Wasn't really much for you to go ahead and sit there around and say, okay, hey, cool, we still got Austin. No, we didn't. We ain't still have Austin because Austin walked out, I believe, earlier that year, and things were never the same. What more can we possibly say? Wrestling started to change. It wasn't just the same loadout, itty gritty. They no longer had competition. What more did you have to see? It wasn't like they were trying to fight to stay alive. It was more, hey, we beat them. We're on top now. Might as well just go back to normal. And that's exactly what they did. Of course, the Ruthless Aggression era still carried through, but now, throughout the years, it's diminished. With the amount of wrestling promotions that there is now, where everybody has their stance of knowing where they want to go ahead, and tune into. You have people that will want to go ahead and watch GCW. You have others that will sit there and watch MLW. Others that will watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, it stretches out and it pans out. Other people watch reality wrestling. There's so many promotions now that you can sit there and say to yourself, okay, I'll go ahead and tune into this or I'll tune into that. But of course, most people just focus on the major two, which is AEW and WWE, being the fact that they're more mainstream. Is that an issue? Nah. I mean, listen, here's the thing. The fact of the matter is that more people are now starting to get watered down because the greats aren't there anymore. They're starting to continue to make greats. They're starting to continue to, form other new stars for the future because that's what they keep looking to. It's not more focused on the past. It's more focused on, if you want to get the nostalgia out of it, all right, cool. Bring one back, probably out of one of these days. The more they bring them back, the more that you see that the counts start to go up. They're not gone. They'll come back if nostalgia perceives them. If not, listen, keep it aside. Just keep it aside. No worries with that. Peeps, what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's obviously a multifaceted answer to that question. We are definitely not in our lifetimes going to ever see 20 million, 15 million people watching wrestling at any one time. And a couple of the reasons is, first and foremost, Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon did a great job of curating the emotions of the fans to the product themselves. We had, for this symphony to work, you have to have the great maestros composing what you listen to for you to enjoy it. You had WCW with Hogan and Macho Man, all of these other great stars. You had the old guard that were regarded for people of our age, our generation. Name recognition, to know who they are. You put them in a platform on one side, and you drum up the adult aspect of the audience, meaning those that are not kids, that understand what the business is, but then you kind of blur the lines between reality and what is in ring by kind of blending in, well, they did something back in the locker room, and is that the reason why they don't like each other in ring? That drums up interest. So you've got that. On the other side with the WWF at the time, they had to counter program based on the fact that nobody was watching their product because they got tired of having their intelligence insulted with a lot of the superhero childish antics, kind of the silly stuff that those fans kind of outgrew. So you had that aspect of it. And that kind of falls into the age of the wrestlers, but also the age of the fans. Those fans grew up and watched WCW. As they were watching WCW and watched a little more of a mature product, WWF saw what they were doing and said, you know what? The best thing for us to do is do what we do and make it better. So they did everything countered WCW. That's initially what WCW did to get their success. Anything that Vince McMahon was doing, we're going to do the complete opposite of. And it worked for about 4 years. And then the wheels fell off because they ran out of ideas and the infighting and the politics, et cetera, et cetera. Vince got a lot of young guys like Austin and Rock and then Undertaker at the same time. You sprinkle in a couple of veterans here and there, but then you build up the newer guys at the time like Triple H and the New Age Outlaws and bring in some of the other guys that were there. You sprinkle in a little more of an edge, a little more of an adult slant on the product, and then you turn it up a notch. And that worked for the WWF, and that's what kicked WCW in the butt. Now, they didn't counter program against what happened with the WWF did, and that ended up killing WCW, among some other factors. And as I said before, it was the lack of stars. WCW did not do a great job of building and promoting new stars. The only real new star that they really started to build was Goldberg. And by the time that happened, they kind of lost a lot, and that was the end of it. So where are we now? We are in a situation where we see the wrestling business has transitioned. Those wrestling fans that left were looking for something to kind of return to. When ECW was running rampant, when the territory days were running rampant, everybody could go and watch certain things. Those days were gone. So they figured, what was the point of watching wrestling? Until within the last, I'd say 2 or 3 years, with AEW coming on the scene, Ring of Honor improving their product, and kind of like the WWE losing a lot of their fans because they got tired of being told that this is what you want, and that's not what they wanted. AEW brought that up to them and showed a more mature product, a lot of foul language, blood, interesting storylines that were referencing things that happened in the past, which brought attention. The issue is WWE showed you, if done properly, this is what the product should look like. And it's working because now the WWE's product has gotten to a point where it is better than AEW's product in a lot of facets. Now the issue is getting more fans to come back to both products and try to build that up. The difference is AEW, although they're getting about maybe between 800 to 900,000 fans on a regular basis, it's kind of hard to sustain that, especially when the WWE is starting to do even better now. Their product is being talked about more. There's much more intrigue. There's much more interest. We're talking about it much more so than we have in the past few months because Triple H has a better pulse on what the WWE is doing for the fan. And that's the difference between AEW and the WWE. But collectively, as a whole, as far as the wrestling audience there's more choice, but there are not as many fans to go to. That's the reason why you don't see anywhere near the amount of wrestling fans watching either product as we did 20 years ago.
Of course. Well, from there, we have one more from the Phenom, actually. Funny you say that. Okay, he says this. How many I Digresses are in history same? Pete, I think you've been keeping count, right?
Let's see. I have to go and look.
I think if archives perceive me, I believe we're about in the hundreds, somewhere in that.
We are somewhere in there. Yes. It's funny. I actually have the counter all the way upstairs. So I'd have to look all the way upstairs and find out where it is because I have sheets of
we really have it archived, guys.
Yes.
We really have it archived. How
Yes.
crazy is that?
As a matter of fact, this is the I Digress meter that we've gotten so far from the last time we were documented from October all the way through up until today. And we haven't done one today yet. So as you can see,
shocking, guys, which is shocking
Yes.
shocking because
Shocking.
we're usually on top of stuff like this. But I mean,
Yes.
somehow it's okay. It's okay because
Yes.
this means that wrestling isn't doing much to us, guys. It's not like Vince McMahon is running around raising hell. It's not like Tony Khan just literally swallowed a bunch of thumbtacks and decided to go berserk and change up a match sheet. We're literally vibing this week, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it. This is the perfect way to start out the first episode. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, guys, from there, that is the end of the questions. You guys listen. We appreciate the questions so much. You guys are always on a roll with these things.
Oh, yes.
You guys want to continue to send in questions? All you have to do, follow us on IG at Saturday Afternoons _main event. DM us the question, and we will be guaranteed that it will be showing up on the next episode of the show. It's right down there on the ticker. Follow it, DM us a question, and it will be sure to be answered. Trust me on that, guys.
Yes.
From there, we go into the last part of today's show. And to go ahead and at least set the tone for today, I guess we have to go ahead and do this, peeps. Man. Guys, if you didn't know, now you do. AEW Full Gear is tonight.
Oh, yes. And yes, I have my pizza rolls. I have my iced tea in the refrigerator ready to go.
You have the popcorn near the microwave, right?
Popcorn is ready. Everything is ready.
Guys, tonight is going to be something great. I mean, for the amount of times that I sit there and I follow through the years of MJF and the countless, promos and everything out of that certain mark, trust me when I say this, that tonight I was this close to actually wanting to go ahead and fly from Florida to New Jersey by myself just to see MJF get coronated as AEW World Champion.
That takes a lot. That takes a lot of heart to go from sunny Miami to cold as heck New Jersey, because it's like 35 degrees in New Jersey right now. So
yeah, my friend literally did it. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, hey, listen, do what you got to do, man. I'll stay over here. I'm fine.
Yes,
I'm fine. But one thing I can say is that tonight is going to be something legit. Okay,
yes.
So why not go ahead and get into the lowdown nitty gritty and we give our predictions on tonight, peeps? What do you say?
Sure. Let's do that.
All right. You don't have to tell me twice, because peeps, listen, the fact that we're actually getting this enough is, it's enough for me to go ahead and just sit there and enjoy it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and go show that screen and see what they got up here. Okay. So, of course, this isn't going to go ahead and be in order. We may just go from one to the other, and we'll see how this goes. You see, we got Taekwon in the chat that just joined in. Taekwon, listen. Shout out from a fellow Floridian. Yo, we see you, man. We see you. You see, look. And you see, here's the thing that I like about this. The fans that we know and love, peeps, they're the ones that are going to go ahead and, shout out for us. If we got other new people coming in and all they do is hate. Taekwon, talk your talk, man. Listen, talk your talk. Do what you got to do. Listen, if they're still in there, might as well leave them, right? I'm cool with it. Thank you guys for going ahead and tuning in Saturday Afternoons Main Event for the first time. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, follow us, and go ahead and follow us on Instagram too while you're at it.
And while you're at it, do the fantastic strut when you get on. Just go ahead and do the strut.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. From there, guys, let's go ahead and get started into it. Okay, we'll start from the bottom, shall we?
Yes.
So, of course, these are the pre-show matches. Keith, you want to get into the pre-show matches? You want to go ahead and get into anything else better?
I think there's 3 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and do that, or you want to just go ahead and say,
all right,
go into the main show.
All right. So I'll go ahead and put it like this. I'll just, we're not going to get into it. What we will do, though, we'll actually just go ahead and, give our predictions. Okay. So, Kingston versus Akiyama. Kingston, pinfall.
Yes.
I'm taking it like that. The Best Friends versus The Factory. I got the best friends. You know, listen. As much as I mess with QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, you know, and Nick Comoroto. Listen, as much as I mess with that, nothing beats Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, Rocky Romero, and Danhausen. Okay, I'm just saying. Let's put it like that. So, best friends for the win on that. Brian Cage versus Ricky Starks.
This match should be on the main show. This should. Did you get a chance to see Rampage yesterday?
Yes.
And the match that Ricky Starks had. Oh, that it's a crime that Ricky Starks isn't on the main. This match isn't on the main show. I'm sorry.
Talk about it. Just talk about it. But hey, for what it's going to be, I got Starks.
Oh yes.
I love Brian Cage. I kid you not. The fact that
yes,
you know, it was a long time since he was on AEW television. Since he returned a couple of weeks back, I would have loved for him to go ahead and take it. But Ricky, Ricky just needs it. Ricky needs it.
Yes, he does.
I'll put it like that. All right. From there, we get to the next one. Wardlow versus Samoa Joe versus Hobbs. 3-way match for the AEW TNT title. Peeps. I'm going to say this now. I'm really going to say this now. Powerhouse Hobbs for the W.
You know something? That should be the only result there is.
Just talk about
but
it.
I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to still be Wardlow. I just have a feeling this is, you got to remember, Tony Khan books, for the most part, like a fan. And I think what he wants to do is continue Wardlow's unbeaten streak as TNT champion. To do that, he's going to have a signature win and do it right there in that match. But if Hobbs wins, that should be the result. I just think that Wardlow is coming out of this on top. And this is not anything bad against Samoa Joe, but does really anyone suspect that the AEW TNT Championship is going to go over to the Ring of Honor World Television Champion based on what happened?
Of course. And I don't blame you on that. It wouldn't. Yeah, nah. All right. So if we both got Hobbs on this.
Well, I got Wardlow. You got Hobbs. I think Hobbs should win. I just think Wardlow will win. That's just my opinion.
Got you on that. From there, the Death Triangle versus the up-and-coming Marvel Elite. I say Marvel because if you've been seeing the promo packages and everything, they really wanted to go ahead and disintegrate like Thanos just snapped out at AEW. But I digress.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Let's put it this way. I don't care about either of them. That's crazy to say, right? Because truth be told, the real question, and you see, it's funny because Master Sean 007 always tries to keep us in tune. So what did he do this morning as the show was going on? He sent me a link to Malachi Black's whereabouts, and it is currently reported that Black and Buddy Matthews were spotted right outside New Jersey. Guys, the House of Black should be Trios world champions.
Oh, yeah.
I could care less about the Death Triangle. I can care less about the Elite. Although I truly most definitely love both tag teams. But that's not the case. The case is Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews. Listen, the whole Brody can't listen, peeps.
Yes.
That tells you enough, okay?
But so you're expecting this to become a triple threat World Trios Championship match.
Should be.
It should be. That would be chaos all over the place.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
If not, let's say it's not, and somebody has to come out the victor. I want it to be the Death Triangle.
Oh yeah.
Pac.
So your prediction is the Death Triangle.
Yes, because truth be told, I'm not. Listen, I love the Elite once again, guys, but within all that, like, listen, I haven't even gotten a word out of Matternick, and haven't gotten a word out of Omega for the longest time since that whole debacle at All Out. What do I need to? What haven't at least had one promo? You're telling me already that they're going to go ahead and win the titles from the Death? No, would not make any sense. Please, that's not the. You had the Death Triangle win, then out come the House of Black. Then somehow down the line, maybe Revolution, for God's sakes, you guys build a match, or if you guys want to have it on, whatever Dynamite or Rampage you want to hold it on, do that. As of right now, keep it subtle. Death Triangle right there, and if Tony Khan.
So I guess the reports of Malachi Black leaving the company were premature. So
yeah, they were they had to be
very premature because they've been showing promos of him and the House of Black for about the last 3 weeks. So yeah, exactly.
So no, most definitely Death Triangle for the win here, and we'll leave it at that. Peeps, are you going with the Death Triangle also? Or
I'm actually going with the Elite based on like I said before, thinking like Tony Khan, booking like a fan. The Elite, basically, like you said before, all the promos and everything that they were showing with them being erased, phasing off the screen before we knew what the suspension situation was. So I think this going forward, if this is going to be something where we got to pop a crowd, get the Elite back on, yeah. If this is like a penalty of putting them in the championship match and then having them job out, who knows? But the fact that they're even in the match shows you something. So I have a feeling that the Elite are going to win this match. That's just what I think.
That's respectable. That's respectable. Yeah. I think I can vouch for that.
But
all right.
If they don't win, I definitely don't have a problem with that triangle. But the only reason why I don't see that is because it looks like there's some sort of kind of issues within the Death Triangle, especially more with Pac and his handling of Rey Fenix. So, going after a championship, use the hammer, use the, that kind of thing. So who's to say that they won't cost them the championship within the match? And then the Death Triangle has some kind of issues within the group themselves.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see tonight then. Yes. From there, we have another tag team match. And somehow I don't get how the hell this happened. You have Sting and Darby Allin going up against the team of Jay Lethal and JEFF, JARREDD, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. How in the blue hell?
You forgot to laugh. Yes.
How, peeps? Tell me, how did we get here?
You know what this matchup sounds like? It was created as somebody went and turned on Fire Pro Wrestling, threw everybody into the ring, and just spit out random 4, have a match. And these are the people that came up. Who would have thought that Sting at 62 or going on 63 would still be wrestling today at the caliber that he's been doing it at? With Darby Allin, who for the most part has shown that his body is literally indestructible. Jay Lethal, who is still 20 years into his career, having great matches. And then Jeff Jarrett, who is on the other end of the spectrum, still looks in great shape, can probably still go. And at the same time, they're all in AEW. On a pay-per-view, no less. This is... Talk about out of left field. Oh, but I digress. There's my first one. There's my first one. The second one of the day. Oh, I think as far as what they're doing in this, I think to build Sting and Darby Allin as the crew that they are, to show them how strong they are, I think they probably need this victory more so than Jarrett and Lethal.
Yes.
But
that's facts.
Let's see where they go from there. I think that it's going. I have a feeling it's going to be Sting and Darby Allin. I think that they're going to win this match just because of the setting.
To put it this way, here is a funny thing that I was looking into while I was preparing the whole show, just last night. Did it ever occur to you that Sting and Darby Allin haven't lost a tag team match yet?
Wow. That is crazy.
So, yes, they have a winning streak going on, peeps. If it's up to me, let's continue. I don't think Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett would be the ones to go ahead and end this one. I don't can't.
Because you have to figure out where they're going to go with Jarrett. Now that we know that Jarrett is establishing himself as a guy that wants to kind of create something.
Yeah. Yes. It's backstage persona. It's not like they're going to have him go on, to Revolution and All Out. It's not like he's going to be wrestling, and appearing every single night. No.
He's not winning the AEW World Championship kind of mindset.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please don't. Exactly. Yes. So
I had to say it out loud just to make sure that it was out there in the universe that people would know that this is not where we're going. This is not TNA Impact. This is not Jeff Jarrett putting himself in the championship picture like that. At least we hope that's not the case. But
please don't, peeps. Don't. Come on, man. Oh
man. I'm letting it go.
There you go. Good job. From there, singles match for the AEW TBS Championship. You have Jade Cargill, the real champion, versus Nyla Rose, the one who stole the title. Okay? Now, peeps, where do we go with this? Jade Cargill, who hasn't lost the singles match yet. AEW TBS champion. How in the... Would Nyla Rose really be the one to end this? No. Definitely no. Nah, I don't.
So I guess we both have Jade winning this one.
Yes. No explanation needed. I mean,
yes.
What do we have? What is there to say about this match? There's no chance Nyla Rose is beating Jade Cargill. I'm just saying that now, bro. Like, no.
Jade is my pick to win this match.
Where's mine now that I need it? Oh man.
I got a million of them, folks. You
should tell me these things beforehand, peeps. Dang it. Come on.
Yes.
Beat me to the count, guys. Beat me to the count.
Yes.
From there, Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry in a steel cage match. Although we can't call him Jungle Boy anymore. It's just Jack Perry.
Yes.
For me, peeps, I'm going to say, get Jack the win. Sit Luchasaurus out for a little bit. Then later, in a couple of weeks, maybe, during a TNT title match or whatever the case may be, some type of major match that Jungle Boy comes back in, I think that Christian will make a comeback and restart the feud there. Because for me, it's just like the feud hasn't been doing what it's, what I expected it to do. And it's going in all different places. I think with this win over Luchasaurus, it solidifies that Jungle Boy has a stance where he knows what he's doing. And he's still going to be that perfect face. But it's just that it's like the storyline is currently lacking right now. It needs a revamp. Give it a couple of weeks.
I see where you're going. And I think part of the reason why it's missing something is because Luchasaurus is really the only obstacle. Yeah. It's one thing if Christian had a couple of people to put in front of Jack Perry. Somebody else that teamed up. if it is, hey, but
imagine
that would be hilarious. But if you are looking for somebody to try to get something going in a feud, and we teased, okay, Luchasaurus turned on him, but then they teamed up again only because he was listening to Christian, only for him to turn on him again, and then to see over the last month the feud that these guys have had. This, I believe, will be the end of Luchasaurus versus Jack Perry. You got to transition now into, at some point, Christian being healthy enough to get this going. We know he still has the injury. So who else is going to go in front and do this? And then what you're saying actually makes sense to kind of put it on the barn burner a little bit. oh, he's going to do something, he's going to do whatever. The next thing you know, oh, Christian is healthy again, and he comes out with a pipe, or he pulls something out of the splint, and he hits him with it, and costs him a big match, and then that continues that particular feud.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But right now, this should be the blow off for this particular feud.
Exactly.
For a little bit, and then get him going in the right direction somewhere else. Right. Maybe go after the All Atlantic Championship, which I think makes much more sense on him than Orange Cassidy.
Yes, it would make total sense. You see, PJ, we're on the money with this, so it's good to know we're on the same page. So Jungle Boy Jack Perry taking the W here, and knowing that it's only I believe after several steel cage matches is going to be the next one, and they always have done well with their cage matches. So I'm not going to be totally related to think that it's not going to be good. This is going to be a good match.
Yes,
but still, in a sense, Jack Perry for the win.
And unlike WWE, I believe there will be blood. So there.
And thumbtacks, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
I'm sorry, peeps. I had to, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, from there, singles match. Dr. Britt Baker. DMD versus Saraya. Peeps. This is the one match. This is the one match I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and give a prediction to.
This is a hard match to go and predict.
It's going to be good. It's just going to be for me. This can go any which way, and I wouldn't be mad. I kid you not, because in a sense, Britt Baker would need this win. If Saraya loses, let's say Saraya loses, it won't diminish her character. It won't do nothing.
No,
to her.
No.
And Britt, she wins. It's like, okay, she wins. It's cool. It's not really gonna do. Maybe catapult her a little bit up the ladder, but not really doing much. So peeps, right now, this one's at a stalemate for me. I'm not gonna go ahead and give a prediction. It's so hard for me to give a prediction on this one because it really could go either which way, and I'm not gonna be mad at whichever way it goes. This is just that one. How about you, peeps?
I agree with you, but just for some brevity, I will give a prediction from what I see happening. Just based on what is going on and everything that's happening, I think Saraya is going to win the match. And the reason why I say that is because it's been 5-6 years since she's been in the ring and had a match. And I think that Britt Baker, if she loses, would not hurt her going forward. Unless people would look at it and say, how did you lose to this wrestler who hasn't been in the ring in X amount of time? But if you're looking at it storyline wise, Saraya has not had that kind of last match to show you I'm done. Mm-hmm. But she's also showed she's medically cleared to wrestle, and she needs that against a top caliber wrestler. And if Dr. Britt Baker is the one that's going to be there to do it, yes. Now, if you're going to be Dr. Britt Baker and you win this match to literally piss everyone else off, then that makes sense also.
Of course. But
it is also going to depend on what they plan on doing with Saraya going forward. Is she going to be a heel? Is she going to be an over-the-top face that shows you that I came from nothing and I had neck surgery and I'm here to show you that I am? If they're going to do that, Saraya has to win.
I'll give you that.
Very tough, but I'm going on a limit. I'm going to say Saraya wins just for that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey.
I hear you. Hey, well, from there, 4-way match for the Ring of Honor World title. Jericho, Danielson, Castagnoli, and Guevara. I digress. Keeps you take care of this one.
There you go. First, let me jot that one down. That was number 3. So, also, as far as this match, first and foremost, this match has the potential to really surprise everybody. First of all, everybody in the match is great, without question. Ring of Honor World Championship. I can see Danielson winning this match. Because let's really be honest, Danielson has been in AEW now over a year. He has not won one championship since he's been here. Castagnoli, Ring of Honor world champion, won that. Wasn't necessarily a long run. Sammy Guevara, as much as people have really tired of him and he's getting a lot of X-Pac heat, like go home heat, he's still a stud. And Jericho is Jericho. He's the Ocho.
Speaking of Jericho,
he's calling himself.
Jericho Mania running wild, brother.
Exactly.
There we go.
I'd see this right now. I personally think if they're going to book this match the way I think it's going to be booked, as far as Ring of Honor and the way that the past legends are going to try to restore respect to the Ring of Honor championship, the only way that this goes is to go to Danielson. Castagnoli did a great job with the championship, had great title matches when he had the championship on AEW television. But I think based on the fact that Danielson has not won a championship since he's been in AEW, and this is going back to August of last year. We're now like close to a year and a half he's been in the company. He hasn't won a championship yet. I think if you're going to go in that route, you can put the belt on Danielson, and it would make perfect sense to me. And that's where I'm going with my prediction. I actually think that he's going to win this match.
Danielson.
Unless there is another wrestler that you can think of that Jericho, it makes sense for Jericho to lose the championship to.
I was just about to say that because literally it was funny because I thought about one before, like, beforehand, the whole show. Taekwon just went ahead and, put it out there. And this is why I love the fans once again. You guys are on the money with our thoughts too. It's like, we literally think the same way. And my pick is what his pick was too. Daniel Garcia is going to be the one to beat Jericho, in my opinion.
Okay. That does make sense also.
To me, I just think Garcia has to be the one to dethrone him. That's just
based on all of the nonsense that's been going on in this feud between him and, I'm a sports entertainer.
Exactly.
We know where this is going.
Exactly.
But
so
if that's not the case, and they do it and they put the belt on Danielson, we know Danielson and Garcia.
5-star match.
Without question, they kill it. They would literally. There would be a cleanup on aisle 5 from the amount of skin and flesh left after all the chops and kicks of their pectoral regions strewn across the ground like it's the yellow brick road from the Wizard of Oz. So yes, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh man, yup. So once again, this may be a toss up.
You have Jericho winning this.
I'll have Jericho.
Okay.
That's okay. All right. From there, tag team match for the AEW titles. Peeps. Listen. Swerve in Our Glory. You think I don't got an issue with Keith Lee and Swerve? I love the guys. Those are family right there.
Yes.
But then you have the Acclaimed. Everybody loves the Acclaimed. I mean,
of course,
Peeps.
Yes.
It's the Acclaimed. Why should I? No, that is not in my nature. Peeps, jot it down for me. The Acclaimed takes the W here. Okay?
Yes. I think we both have that same thing down, and that's what I was predicting. They're too over right now to give up on them right now.
Way too over.
The team that should be walking around with the AEW Tag Team Championships are FTR. And I think it's absolutely criminal that FTR isn't even on this card.
Peeps, still mention Peeps. Look, I know what's coming. Say it. Just say it.
I digress.
How did that one feel?
Okay, I feel a little bit better.
All right, there we go. Taekwon says this. He says Swerve versus Lee coming soon. I can totally see that in this nature.
Oh yeah.
Where the fact that Keith Lee and Swerve, you can see that it's just brewing to the point where
it might happen. It might happen at this show. They might split up
the minute
I can see them losing the match, and I can see Swerve either turning on Lee or Lee beating up Swerve and leaving him in the ring. So it could happen tonight.
I just want to let you know, I'm not laughing at what you're saying.
Okay.
These guys are little. The Acclaim got straight men saying "Scissor me, daddy." They're so over.
Good point. That's a really good point.
Amazing point, man.
Yes,
Amazing
they are.
point.
They are. You know, I've made comments before about how wrestlers can get over organically, i.e., Bryan Danielson when he was Daniel Bryan in the WWE. How the Austin ground roots turn, the face turn happened because of the fans. All of the things that we've seen wrestlers go through when they either were not the focal point of a storyline on television or the company didn't see anything behind them, including Matt Cardona with the whole Long Island IZ stuff, where he organically built himself to get over, and the fans got him his WrestleMania moment.
Yep.
Too bad the company decided, okay, you had your moment, now we're going to job you out on Monday Night Raw the next night. But these are the kinds of things that happen. The Acclaim have been over for at least a year to get to where they're at. And I think we want to give them their flowers now before they, at some point, get the belts taken off of them. And as far as I'm concerned, the best tag team is FTR, without question, bar none. You can sign it in a book. You can put it on television. You can put it on a picture frame. That's where they belong. But right now, the Acclaim are way too over. Way too over. Way too over.
Everybody loves the Acclaim, man.
Oh, yes.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed. From there, women's world title match. Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. Peeps.
I think we know that Storm is winning this.
Did we have to?
And I think,
can tell by my silence. I mean, come on now.
Yes, and I have a feeling you're going in the same route, so I'm writing that in now.
Thank
and
you.
Then next week when we do the show, we'll go over the check marks and find out who was right and who was wrong and who cared about what match and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think what happens here is, it's, for the most part, everybody is looking at it like, okay, when is Thunder Rosa coming back?
Mm-hmm.
Is she coming back?
Mm-hmm.
And then what are they going to do with the championship? Is it going to go back to Britt Baker? Jamie Hayter, who I believe is a star as far as I'm concerned, what's going to happen there? And eventually, by next year, we're going to start talking about, when is Jade Cargill going to start getting these AEW World Championship title matches? Because she's been TBS champion since she won the tournament. And this is going on, 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, we're going to start wondering, when is she going to be in the conversation for that championship match? At some point, we know that it is, but they're bringing her along slowly to make sure that she can get kind of the green off of her.
Yep.
So that she's in there and she's doing better every match. Every so often, she may regress here or there, but as long as she can continue to grow, they've got themselves, as Jim Ross would say, a blue chipper. That's exactly what Jade Cargill is. But for now, it's all about Toni Storm, and that's where they go with that.
All right. So
I think that's the most you were expecting to hear from the Toni Storm match. Huh?
Yup. I wasn't even going to say. You already hit on. You're good, peeps. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No problem.
And, of course, the last one, guys. The last one. The very final nail in the coffin. The last match for tonight. Guys, you guys know how long I've been waiting for this day to come. The day that Maxwell Jacob Feinstein, not Friedman, ladies and gentlemen, Feinstein, to go ahead and be crowned All Elite Wrestling World Champion. The day has come.
Yes.
The day has come. Fight night is tonight. The main event singles match for the AEW World Championship. The Wild Man Jon Moxley against the devil himself, MJF. How can I put this any better? Peeps, MJF is winning this.
Oh yeah.
But the one thing you're not going to expect to hear from me is that William Regal will cost Jon Moxley the title.
There, that makes sense. That makes sense.
No one heard it best.
Yes.
But hearing it from the phenomenal one himself. Guys, I've watched this feud too many times to understand how well this is getting considered to be. MJF, most definitely, he has the face persona. He's walking into New Jersey, not too far from his hometown of Long Island, New York, into the Prudential Center, where we know he is going to be totally CM Punk, Money in the Bank, Chicago, Illinois over. But the one thing you're not going to expect is Regal. Regal will go ahead and cost Moxley the title, and he will be the one to hit Moxley with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. I say it like that because keep in mind, MJF has been saying so many times already that he's going to be the one to take the belt off Moxley, and he's not going to be the one to need a diamond ring or brass knuckles to do it. But we do know one of the much more dirty players in the game, William Regal, has done things like this in the past.
Oh, yes.
Regal is such a rat, the little snob. He will do that. I kid you not. That is how it's going to end. Blackpool Combat Club no more in the era of MJF. Peeps, what do you think?
That's actually a really good angle to come to. I think when you're starting to see how this whole thing has developed, and this was something that we talked about off air before we did the show, was the fact that the build for this match has been good but different as opposed to what WWE has done as a build for their pay-per-view. This one has been a little more a slower build, a little more of a procedural, incremental increase in the attention into the dynamic of what the players are doing, what they have against each other, and then referencing things that happened in the past that are built to this match. And that's the difference when AEW is actually on with developing a storyline and getting things right. They have a really good way of doing long-term storytelling to get a feud over, especially if it's their main event feud going. And we know Mox, we know MJF, we all know what is entailed in this particular feud. The intrigue in this is really, really high. The face of the company in Jon Moxley, through all of the nonsense that has happened within the last 4 or 5 months, and MJF, who's had to go through a lot of his own BS to get to this point. So to see that build, I think the fans are really looking forward to this. And like you said before, it's in Jersey, it's in Newark, not that far off from Long Island, from where he's from. And for those that really want to see this, like you and I, we're going to sit down, we're going to enjoy, have a nice cold beverage, something to eat, and we're going to enjoy this being the main event of Full Gear. And I can't wait.
I most definitely can't either. You see, and here we go. We know that the fans wanted to get in on this too. So what did Taekwon? He says this is dark, but I'm imagining Saraya taking a pile driver. Hope she stays healthy though.
Ooh.
You know, he's not wrong.
You know something? I would not be surprised if there is a spot where Dr. Britt Baker tries something like that, whether she actually gets it off or she does it after the match. Let's say Dr. Britt Baker loses the match, and then she attacks Saraya, and then pile drives her and leaves her there. Oh boy!
Don't scare me now. Don't scare.
It is dark. I hope that's not the case.
Please no.
But we know AEW goes for shock value, so don't be surprised if you see something like that happen.
Neck bracer right now, please. Oh no,
Oh.
no.
Yes.
Okay, from there. He says this: MJF losing can start a riot. Oh, we know this for a fact.
There's a difference between can and will. Big difference there. There is no can about this one. If MJF loses, they will loot, pillage, and burn the Prudential Center. That's exactly what's going to happen. So
many people will be pissed
let's
off.
see what happens.
Like, no.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Taekwon says this once more. A Walmart is being burned down if MJF loses.
Wow. Oh boy.
Not wrong, man.
It's crazy.
Last but not least, the Phenom with this to say: Tony Khan costs MJF.
That would
I
be
would
interesting.
I would expect, with you being my bloodline, you would kind of agree with me, but Khan costing MJF?
That would be interesting. I personally don't see it happening, but that is also intriguing. That is intriguing.
It is. I'm not
it
gonna
is
lie
very
to you,
intriguing.
because I never thought about it like that. Because now, come to think about it, Khan has to put up with, and I guess with Khan having to always hear about the bidding war of 2024,
Or here's something else. What if Khan actually was the one that costed Moxley the championship because he needs somebody to get his face over CM Punk? Punk cost me millions of dollars by bringing him in, and I do not want this guy leaving my company. So why not screw over his own talent to get MJF over to win a championship?
So you're telling me that, with Taekwon saying Tony McMahon and MJF is awesome. Listen. With you telling me this right now, peeps, are you telling me that exactly 24 years? No, actually 25 years after Brett screwed Brett, we're getting Max screwed Max?
That's not going to happen. But it is cool to play the hypothetical, though.
His hometown too.
Now that would be something. That would be something.
Imagine.
25
years later,
the crust of the earth would crack, and you would wonder where it was coming from, and it would be coming from New Jersey. That's why something like that would happen. This is the reason why we love the business, is because there's so many different ways to play this. If it's done right,
just let it be done right. That's all we ask for. That's all we ask for.
I want to have a great match. I want to have some drama involved. I don't want to see any BS. I want to see the two best guys that this company has to offer in the ring for the championship, and the championship is not treated like an afterthought.
Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this marks the end of Season 5, Episode 1. Thank you for coming on this ride for the first episode, being that we haven't been here for 2 weeks.
Yes.
I really missed this. I really did miss this. And now, being the fact that I'm actually back here with Peeps Nate on the other side, Randy Orton giving his Randy Orton news update from 2002 in the background.
Yes.
Oh, man. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we thank you. And did I forget to say thank you for going ahead and being here today? Your support is what keeps us going. To the ones that showed up, to the ones that gave in questions, to the ones that just sat there and watched and listened and basked into what we were saying. Yes. We love you guys. We thank you, and thank you. Funny thing is, one announcement that I have to say: we are planning next week to have a Survivor Series watch party. Yes. Because why? The Phenomenal One actually went ahead and called his day off work. Because ain't no way I'm going to be sitting here in a cold gatehouse watching No. I'm going to be in the comforts of my house, drinking hot chocolate with the Peeps Nate and many other people by my side, watching this pay-per-view go down. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more updates within today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week, because there is so much for you guys to go ahead and listen to. when it comes to this. So, guys, just stay tuned on that. But listen, the more things you guys want, the more things you guys want to hear from us, the more you want us to do. All you guys got to do is just, right down there, follow us on IG at Saturday Afternoons _ main event. DM us. Let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what y'all want to go ahead and do. Let us know about your questions, whatever the case may be, guys. All the updates, all the news, the last good times, all the wrestling news possible, all at your fingertips, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, on this very first episode of Season 5 of Saturday Afternoon's Main Event, I, the Phenomenal One.
And I, the Peeps Nate. Just remember, we came.
We saw.
And in the words of Paul Heyman, we conquered.
We conquered, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Had to do my genuflect. Have to genuflect while I say that.
Had to do this. I hear you.
Yes.
But, guys, thank you once again. See you next week for episode 2 and the watch party for Survivor Series. It is the Phenomenal One here, alongside the Deep Voice Dynamo Peeps Nate. Thank you. We love you. Peace, love, and farewell.